what's inside.
Charlotte's been a really big help for me in terms of confidence and making me a better performer.
The next milestone. Jonathan Antoine's plan to conquer Broadway or West End in 2026. The static tenor no more. Lead with the mystery of the July 2026 Choreographic Collaboration. For a decade, the world has known Jonathan as a powerhouse singer who stays still. Our investigation reveals he is undergoing a paradigm shift to become a dynamic stage actor for the Broadway and West End boards. From viral prodigy to seasoned professional. Reporting from the digital frontlines of the entertainment world, we look back at the moment that fundamentally shifted the classical landscape, 2012. It was on a London stage where a 17-year-old Jonathan Antoine stood before a skeptical Simon Cowell and a global audience, only to deliver a rendition of the prayer that shattered expectations. Today, that single audition remains a cornerstone of digital history, amassing over 152 million views, making it the most-watched television audition of any performer in history. For American viewers who first connected with him through high-definition PBS specials like Going the Distance, Antoine represented a bridge between operatic technicality and raw emotional power. This foundation of technical excellence was cultivated early, with vocal training beginning at age 11 and culminating in a prestigious spot at the Junior Royal Academy of Music, 3. After his voice broke at 13, shifting from soprano to a rich tenor, he quickly won Young Musician of the Year in 2010. As he readies himself for 2026, it is this unique combination of viral stardom and rigorous classical discipline that positions him as the most formidable tenor candidate for a major theatrical debut. The shy teenager who once feared the X-buzzer has been replaced by a world-class artist who has spent more than a decade refining his instrument under the guidance of early teachers like Jenny Ewington and the legendary Joy Mammon, the latter of whom famously claimed no tenor, past or present, possessed a better top C. This history of excellence isn't just a nostalgic look back, it's the professional armor he carries into the high-stakes world of New York and London stagecraft. The power of independent control. In an investigative look at the economics of modern operatic stardom, Jonathan Antoine's path reveals a masterclass in independent brand building. Following a highly publicized departure from major labels in 2014, Antoine didn't just survive, he flourished by reclaiming total creative sovereignty. Today, his net worth is estimated at approximately $4 million, a financial cushion built through savvy digital engagement and direct fan support via platforms like ArtistShare. This independence is his most powerful leverage as he enters negotiations for 2026 roles on Broadway and the West End. Unlike traditional artists bound by restrictive multi-year label deals, Antoine operates under his own labels, Loki Records and Antoine Multimedia, allowing him to hand-select projects that align with his artistic integrity. His YouTube channel alone has garnered over 64 million views, bringing in significant ad revenue, while his Spotify presence attracts more than 50,000 monthly listeners through playlists that reach 500,000 people. This economic autonomy provides him with a sovereign fund to produce high-concept recordings at venues like Abbey Road Studios, where he recorded his chart-topping solo debut, Tenore, and subsequent albums like Going the Distance. For the US market, this maverick status is highly respected. He isn't just a singer looking for work, but a proven entrepreneur who understands how to mobilize a global community known as the Fantoines. This financial independence ensures that when he steps onto a theatrical stage in 2026, he does so on his own terms, with the production values of a global titan and the heart of a truly free artist. Stamina and strategy behind the 120-pound transformation. One of the most visually stunning developments on the roadmap to 2026 is Antoine's heroic physical transformation. Having successfully lost approximately 120 pounds, 54 kilograms, he has utilized his platform to advocate for a holistic, sustainable approach to health. For an investigative reporter, this isn't just a lifestyle story, it's a performance strategy. Antoine has been remarkably candid about his struggles, admitting that his time in fast food-loving America initially led to a terrible state of health before he committed to an active choice for change. His strategy was built on 5 sophisticated pillars: a sustainable eating plan focusing on whole foods, a gradual exercise routine that evolved from walking to strength training, a mindset transformation using positive affirmations, meticulous progress tracking, and a reliance on community support. He is clear that his motivation was not aesthetics, but vocal longevity and the stamina required for the elite-level physical demands of a leading Broadway or West End role. The transition from a static concert singer to a dynamic stage actor requires immense physical fortitude. By shedding 120 pounds, Antoine has essentially built the athlete needed to handle 8 shows a week. Fans who saw him perform live in cities like St. Petersburg FL in 2021 already noted a dramatic increase in his confidence and onstage energy. This physical metamorphosis is the ultimate proof of his dedication, signaling to theater producers that he is physically and mentally ready for the most grueling schedules in the performing arts. Embracing the matrix of authentic storytelling. In 2022, shortly after his 27th birthday, Jonathan Antoine shared a personal revelation that would profoundly impact his artistic message: a formal diagnosis of autism.
6. He described the realization as a daydream and a recontextualization of a life already lived, finally providing an answer for the extreme bullying he faced as a child. For the American audience, where mental health awareness and neurodiversity advocacy are major cultural priorities, Antoine's openness has turned him into a spokesperson for the atypical or divergent experience. He famously uses the matrix metaphor to explain that every person views the world through a different lens or tint over base reality. In the context of acting, this unique neurological perspective is a profound asset. It allows for an analytical and deeply empathetic approach to character development, enabling him to explore the divergences from base reality in the roles he portrays. This message of kindness and resilience is further amplified through his work as an author. His children's books, Jonathan the Porcupine and Jonathan and the Magical Cape, are designed to help young readers build self-worth and navigate the scars of peer cruelty. As he prepares for a potential 2026 theatrical debut, this diagnosis isn't a limitation. It is his artistic superpower. It provides him with a level of authenticity and wizardry that speaks directly to the hearts of an inclusive generation, ensuring that his stage presence is as much about human connection as it is about musical perfection.
Strategizing a high-profile gala premiere in 2026. The most concrete evidence of a 2026 theatrical pivot comes from the Adelphi Theatre in London's West End. On March 17, 2026, a new musical titled Rosie will have its semi-staged concert premiere for a one-night-only gala performance. Investigative digging reveals that the musical features an original score and lyrics by Chris Broom, a composer who has a long history of writing for Jonathan Antoine. Broom, who also founded Cavendish Records, has been a key architect of Antoine's independent sound, and the announcement of Lucy Thomas in the title role of Rosie has fueled intense speculation about Antoine's involvement in the production. The show tells the true story of Rosie Boot, who pursued her dreams on the Edwardian West End stage, a narrative of resilience that aligns perfectly with Antoine's own against-all-odds career trajectory. For West End observers, the premiere at the Adelphi is more than a concert. It's a test run for a full production that could very well move across the Atlantic to Broadway. Antoine's history of performing moving musical theater pieces from Les Miserables has already proven his ability to command this specific genre. As he enters 2026, the collaboration with Broom on Rosie stands as the primary tactical bridge between his concert career and his theatrical future, offering him a launchpad into the professional stage world that is both historically grounded and commercially ambitious. The long-winded maybe and the transatlantic duel. When asked about his theatrical goals in an exclusive interview with Broadway World, Antoine offered what he called a very long-winded maybe regarding a potential Broadway or West End move. He admitted that performing in a musical seemed like a lot of responsibility, yet he acknowledged that he works best when people are relying on me to do something interesting. This statement has sparked a transatlantic duel among producers. In the United Kingdom, he is an established asset, the youngest tenor to hit #1 on the classical charts, and a household name following his BGT success. However, his pull in the United States is arguably even more dynamic. His PBS specials have turned him into a fundraising juggernaut for public television, and his 2021 U.S. tour, Christmasland Live, received rave 5-star reviews in cities from Thousand Oaks, CA to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Fans in the US have been exceptionally vocal on social media, with waitlists for his 2025/2026 tour already established on Ticketmaster and Stereoboard. Whether he chooses the bright lights of Broadway or the historic stages of the West End, the data suggests he is a box office certainty who can unify classical enthusiasts and musical theater fans. As he considers roles in productions like Phantom of the Opera or contemporary works by composers like Chris Broom or Jonathan Dove, the industry is waiting with bated breath to see which side of the ocean will claim the mature tenor first in 2026. Choreographic collaborations and the theatrical shift. One of the most intriguing leaks in the 2026 roadmap is the mention of a choreographic collaboration scheduled for July 2026. While specific details are being kept under tight wraps, this information signals a fundamental shift in Antoine's performance style. Traditionally known for his immense vocal power and relatively static stage presence, a choreographic partnership suggests a move toward more complex stagecraft and dynamic movement, essential skills for any Broadway lead. This transition is expected to be a key phase in his preparation for a major theatrical role or an entirely new kind of immersive concert experience. We have also uncovered that the year 2026 will see major festivals like the Biennale de la Danse in Lyon and the Festival d'Aix-en-Provence, exploring the intersection of movement and voice. Furthermore, prestigious venues like Teatro La Fenice are suspensioning their main stage for machinery upgrades in mid-2026, forcing a shift in production types toward more contemporary and mobile formats. Antoine's team has hinted that his 10,000th chapter will involve all new opportunities that move his style further into the modern age without causing whiplash for his loyal classical fans. This July 2026 choreographic milestone represents the moment where Antoine sheds the static tenor label for good, evolving into a multi-dimensional stage performer ready to command the visual and auditory demands of a Broadway or West End masterpiece. Mainstream validation for the American market. A major pillar of Jonathan Antoine's strategy to conquer the US market is his recent collaboration with legendary American hitmaker Diane Warren. The project, by request, the Diane Warren Songbook Volume 1, released in November 2024, saw Antoine handpick iconic pop tracks from Warren's extensive back catalog and reimagine them with operatic weight. Warren herself initiated the partnership via Instagram after being astounded by his voice, and even rewrote her Celine Dion classic, These Are the Special Times, specifically for him. This collaboration has effectively bridged the gap between his classical roots and American pop royalty, providing him with a level of mainstream validation that is crucial for a Broadway debut. Recording sessions at United Studios in Los Angeles and Abbey Road in London utilized elite vintage gear like Neumann U67 microphones to capture the wizardry of his matured vocals. Warren's public praise for his ability to handle her most difficult compositions has amplified his reputation in the US entertainment industry. This partnership is more than just an album. It's a tactical maneuver to position Antoine in the minds of American casting directors and producers as an artist capable of handling contemporary vocal scores with the technical precision of a master. As he looks toward 2026, the Diane Warren endorsement serves as his American passport into the highest circles of the New York stage world. Preparing the instrument. In an industry where many singers rely on technology, Jonathan Antoine remains a devotee of pure technical mastery. His ongoing studies with the much-revered vocal coach Joy Mammon have been the driving force behind his maturation at age 30. Mammon, whose standards for bel canto singing are world-renowned, has famously stated that she doesn't think there is a tenor, past or present, with a better top C than Antoine. This technical wizardry is precisely what is required to survive the vocal rigors of a leading theatrical role. His development is described as ongoing, with every live performance showing a new level of control over vibrato, dynamics, and interpretation. Critics have compared his voice to that of Luciano Pavarotti, noting his incredible range and the personality that can whip a crowd into an ecstatic frenzy. Antoine has built his own studio at his home outside London to fine-tune his repertoire in total privacy, allowing him to practice the high-difficulty operatic areas like Nessun Dorma, alongside musical theater classics like Empty Chairs at Empty Tables.
This relentless commitment to technical purity ensures that when he arrives on a Broadway or West End stage in 2026, he will possess the old-world power of a classical titan combined with the modern sensibility of a crossover icon, a rare combination that theater producers are desperate to secure for their flagship productions. The voice for the voiceless in the 2026 spotlight. Ultimately, the roadmap to Jonathan Antoine's 2026 theatrical goals is defined by a legacy of integrity. He has famously refused to trade his art for quick fame, a decision that has seen him move away from the mainstream pop opera machine to focus on mastery. This integrity is what has earned him the respect of legends like Placido Domingo and David Foster. Beyond the stage, Antoine has established himself as a voice for the voiceless, supporting causes from animal welfare to pediatric brain tumor research through the Katie Holmes Trust. His goal, as he prepares for his 10,000th chapter, is to provide a temporary respite from the quarrels of the world and show his audience that each person is the brother of any other whose eyes they might look into. This humanitarian core is what creates the deep emotional link with his Fantoine community, many of whom have followed him since he was 17. As he eyes rolls on Broadway or the West End, he carries with him the belief that music is a miracle that can unify a fractured world. With a new album potentially titled Galleon or Against All Odds on the horizon, and his 2026 calendar already selling out in the USA, Jonathan Antoine is no longer just a boy with an incredible voice from Essex. He is a mature, sovereign artist at the peak of his power, ready to take his final seat on the theatrical throne of the world's biggest stages.